Hey, what's up guys? Jace here with Wrong and Strong. We're gonna dive into a video. I'm gonna talk about my childhood, the streets in Chicago, and just what it took for me to rise above it. I mean, it was tough growing up in Chicago, especially with there being a gang on every block or every 2 blocks. It was dangerous. And I had to maneuver around so much because I got moved every 3 months. I was either at my dad's house, my grandma's house, or an uncle and aunt. No one could really deal with me, so they moved me around. Every time I got moved, it was a different neighborhood, a different gang, different colors, just a whole different lifestyle. And that's what I try to explain to people that are not from Chicago, that Chicago is like really rich in culture, to the point where every neighborhood has a style, I guess you could say, colors, a gang, a mascot, you could say in a way. But it's why sometimes gang members get killed in Chicago, because they want to go into other people's neighborhoods to experience certain restaurants, certain nightclubs, certain things. So it was really tough for me moving from my grandparents lived on 59th Street, and that was, Ambrose, 2-6, Latin Kings, Saint Disciples, Maniacs, GDs. There was Southside gangs, what they call. When I was living with my dad, it was Cicero. It was different gangs over there, Tutu Boys, 2-6, Latin Counts, Bishops. It was gangs everywhere. I had to learn to survive at a really young age because I was running the streets at 9 years old. My dad was always out dating, he wasn't around. So I had to survive. I had to fend for myself. I had to make it to school, make it back. Sometimes I wouldn't even make it. I would end up at a friend's house. I have to say that at the time, I really didn't know what was happening. I was watching murders happening. I was watching people get ran over. I was watching neighborhoods fight. But I was so young that, and I have to believe young and resilient, that I waited for the next day to do it all over again. I didn't realize how much it impacted me until I got older. Now I know that if you grow up in Chicago, it's a tough city. It's a tough city, and you probably could eat metal and spit it out. But at the end of the day, that lifestyle cost me 17 years of my life in prison, a drug addiction, and a lot of toxic relationships. Me trying to be a gangster actually cost me more than I could ever imagine. So I say this: if that's the price you're willing to pay, then what are you willing to do to change and become the best version of yourself? What can you do?